CROOK Tales for Two, Chapter 1, Part 2. Hello and welcome back to my writing journey. I'm Byerrum, and I'm remembering that every step I take in the writing process leads me to this point where I'm reading part of the first chapter to you. Last week, I read the first part of Chapter 1, and today I'm going to conclude Chapter 1 and with this reading of Part 2. I will start repeating the last two sentences from last week. Oh, and glasses. That's when the closet door burst open and this pinstriped gangster appeared, compact blue steel automatic in hand. We were locked in a staring contest. More shots were fired on the next floor up. I jumped and caught my breath in a gasp. Thundering feet pounded somewhere above our heads, down a similar hallway, or maybe they were on the stairs closer by. It was hard to tell exactly where, what with all the blood pounding in my ears. I could feel my eyes watering, my heart beating. Loud voices sounded above our heads, followed by heavy steps running. We both gazed upwards. Another voice, low and guttural, very New York, shouted down the closest stairway. "Hey, Chase, where'd you go? What in the hell was that noise?" The mug reached out with his gunless hand and grabbed my arm, perhaps in warning. His touch felt shocking, like an electric current that wasn't static electricity. I tried to pull away from him. He seemed to feel something too. His grip was like iron. I struggled to shake him off, but he held fast. "It was a cat," I whispered. As if on cue, the cat appeared from the back of the closet. The animal mewed loudly and raced through the stranger's legs out to the hall. "It's only a cat," my captor yelled toward the direction of the other voice. "Shoot it! I hate cats!" Steps marched away and finished trudging up the stairs to the next floor. The Brit waited a minute before staring at me again. He made no moves to follow the voice or the animal. Was he trying to outstare me? I knew the type. The kind of guy who believes all women swoon at his good looks and slavishly follow his orders. However, I am Irish on one side and French on the other and 100% American. So let's just say there is no love lost between me and the English. "Give me the watch and I'll see that Scavullo gets it," he said. I had a very bad feeling that Scavullo would never need his watch again. But I wasn't about to give it away. I have to do it myself. 2 more painful shots rang above our heads. How many people were up there? How many were shot? How many had died? I put my hand over my mouth to keep from screaming. "Don't think so." He pointed the gun up. "Scavullo's up there?" He was, but now he shook his head slowly. I could feel tears run down my cheeks. I don't normally cry, but these were extraordinary circumstances. "Then I'll make sure his wife Juliet gets it." "Look, you," the stranger said, "it's obvious you don't belong here. I'm trying to help Scavullo. Extricate him from this mess he's gotten himself into." Extricate was a $5 word. Who was this guy? It didn't matter. He obviously was trying to make me give up that valuable pocket watch. "Someone like you shouldn't be involved." Someone like me? What did he mean, someone like you? "Chase!" the other voice yelled. I assumed that was this thug's name. First or last, I didn't know. We continued to stare at each other. I put him at late 20s, maybe 30, but why I was wondering about that at that moment, I have no idea. The scent of his cologne danced in the air. It wasn't the cheap stuff that eager boys wear to high school dances, or what I thought gangsters might wear. More expensive and subtle. It made me think of woods and forests. I don't know why. My heart beat like a jackhammer in my chest. I was afraid he could hear it. "It seems there's a connection between us, Miss Whoever you are. You feel it." "I feel nothing," I lied. "Trying to slay me with those eyes like green fires." It sounded like a line he'd used on other women. Must he speak in hyperbole? How dare he be so familiar with me? He pulled me out of the closet and into an alcove behind the up-and-down staircase, wide enough to accommodate hordes of children on their way to classes. The stairway led down 5 steps to the exit door and playground, and upstairs to what vile scene of bodies and blood I could only imagine. "Chase!" the voice came from upstairs again. "You take care of that cat?" "Almost there," he yelled in the direction of the voice. "Yeah, well get up here, it ain't pretty." "Stay here," the man called Chase whispered to me. He still gripped my arm, but I squirmed. Then And I hesitate to admit this. He leaned against me again, pushing me to the wall to the point where I could feel the cold tiles through my sweater and skirt. Now I could feel his heart beating. Why didn't I scream? Because he still had a gun, there were others with guns, and I was not in the mood to die. I was in the mood to run out of there. Shh. Chase pressed a finger against my mouth. I don't know why that particular touch shocked me, but it did. I pushed him away, but not far enough. Then he kissed me, on the lips, most familiarly. Don't get me wrong, people in the theater kiss all the time. Kiss, kiss, hug, hug, how are you, darling? Kiss, kiss, lovely, my dear. Hug, hug, so good to see you. Hug, kiss. I'm used to that. People you've never met before. Hug, hug, kiss, kiss. I like it. It feels rather French, friendly. I enjoy the glamour of it. Yet this Chase character kissed me as if he knew me rather intimately. Far too intimately. I moved to the side. How dare you? Stop, I whispered, because there were other thugs about. I couldn't very well let you scream. I wasn't about to scream. I wasn't even close to screaming. I glared at him. My mistake. Stay here. You'll be safe. Safe with you? That's an old line, I managed to squeak. We'll chat about that later. I apologize, my dear. You simply looked so delicious. I opened my mouth to utter some outraged sentiment, and he kissed me again. I beat my fist against him, slapped him, clipped his ear pretty hard. Then I lifted my knee. Not hard enough, because there wasn't enough room, but I got my point across. He backed off. We both heard glass breaking on the floor above us. Get a move on, Chase. The menacing voice again, hard, the New York accent. He's getting away. Fire escape. Who was on the fire escape? Was Scavullo alive? Who was shot? We heard more rattling, more broken glass. Coming. The Englishman wiped his mouth and then mine with a clean white handkerchief. I pushed his hand away. I will see you again, my sweet. He threatened me. Not if I can help it, and I'm not your sweet, you beast. He had the nerve to grin at me. Obviously, I needed to practice my knee kick. Stay out of sight. I was relieved he didn't know my name. Not that he'd paid any attention when I said I was a playwright. He probably didn't even go to plays. And wasn't he the optimist to think I'd stay put? His long legs raced up the stairs, 2 steps at a time. The moment he was gone, I bolted down the stairs and out the exit door to the playground, such as it was. There was no one around. I could see no one looking my way. I was out of breath, but not from exertion, from horror. I sucked in air and pushed my fingers through my hair. And then I ran. End of Chapter 1. CROOK Tales for Two. Just a reminder, it's up for pre-sale on Kindle, and I'm amazed that step 1, so many months ago, brought me to this step today. That's all I have for now. Happy holidays, and I will see you next week. Bye.